Galatians chapter 3, verse 16. No, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He has not, he had, and he said not, and to the seeds as of many, but as of one. And to thy seed, which is Hamashiach, Yahushua. I'd like to give all prayers and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Kakodash. The Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for giving us the apostles and the elders of great millstone who deserve double honors, rightfully so. Shalom to the Akim, pushing the word in sincerity and truth and being faith-based and being prepared for what is to come. And what is to come? Race wars, famine, concentration camps, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, 200 million missiles hitting the soils of America. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord lifting up the hopeful elect into the chambers. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord shooting laser beams at the ungodly and the heathens, rightfully so. Hey, Albaratazah, the Lord take the course of this video. I was just reading about, I punched in the word promises, right? And 13 verses came up. And so I was like, in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, promises came up, promises, right? And I was just thinking about a whole bunch of different thoughts came in my head when I was thinking about this word. And I was, right now, time is 4:31 a.m. in the morning. It is Saturday, March 19th, the year of the turn up. And things are definitely turning up, all types of things. Any little nip, but it's something adding to it that's turning it up. All right, so I was just going over this word in my mind, and that verse stuck out first, right? And and I was like, wow, it's the promise was first made to Yahushua, and when he came back as Isaac, it was made to him. The promise was given to him. It was told to Abraham for his seed, because Abraham was trying to figure out how he was going to have. He ain't had no seeds, right? He had no children, right? So he said, "How am I gonna give something to somebody I don't have?" He didn't, but he believed when the Lord told him that you're gonna have a seed of your own loins. Once Abraham had many sons, but only one seed got the promise. So that's where that's where a lot of confusion comes from when it comes to these Gentile. Oh, we've been grafted in, or this and that. But if that's the case, all of Abraham's seeds would have gotten the promise. But the scripture tells you exactly, the one I just read, right? Right? What I just read tells you exactly that he was only giving it to one seed. He was only giving the promises to one seed. Right? Let's read the verse again, right? Now to Abraham and his seed. Right there is SEED. Right? Now, I was just telling someone the other day that it only depends on who busts the nut, right? Right. So when you go into this word seed, it's G4690, right? And it says sperma, all right, from which a plant generates. I mean, yeah. No, let me see. Let me see how to pronounce that word. It's a lot. Yeah. Germinates. Germinates. The seed, i.e., the grain of a kernel, right, which contain within itself. I do believe the word Cornelius comes from the word kernel, which is a omen nomen. I do believe that. I believe that's accurate, right? So, all right, the seed, i.e., the seed, i.e., the grain of a kernel or kernel which contain within itself, right? Germ, the germ of the what's this? This is really dynamic right here. Let the secretary say. Future. All right. So when I say it, you heard it from the secretary first, right? Within itself, the germ of the future plant. All right. The seed is the future of that plant that's going to grow into a tree. How much it's going to grow, and all the seeds are going to grow. You hit the ground, go into the soil. It's going to grow more trees. That's the future. All right. So that one seed, just following the spirit right now, is coming. The spirit is loosening up the words. It's going to bring forth more seeds. Within, like I just said, it says the seed, i.e., the grain the grain or kernel which contain within itself the germ of the future plant. The germ of the future plant. So it's this that plant. Okay, now let's go back real fast. Now let's read this again. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said not, he said not, and to the seeds as of many. See, that one seed is going to be the germ of the future for the promises. All right, and to seeds is an SEEDS, not to those seeds. Yeah, you bust those nuts into those. You bust those nuts in a woman, but not to those seeds. Just to this seed that come between you and his wife, not to the two ladies that had the seeds, but to Sarah and Abraham, which Isaac came. That one seed. Okay? That seed. Which the Lord explained it to him. Yahweh came to Abraham and said, you're gonna have a son. This same day. I'm not gonna go find that scripture, but that's in there. And what they did, they didn't believe it because they was of age. But the Lord still was able to let Sarah have a child, and that child's name was Isaac. Okay, and when when Isaac was born, there was certain criteria, there were certain things that was sort of like for a prediction of today, of that could show you that reincarnation is accurate. It goes into another higher level of that's another subject. But when you talk about the promises, because the words, because they could have wrote this any way they want, right? They could say we're gonna put an S here behind this seed just to hide it. But the spirit of Hashem Shah was in those men that made this. I'm looking at a how you say, I'm not reading it from the Bible, but I'm looking at it on the screen. They could have put an S there, but they were so and they were so adamant on what they how you say, because they mess up certain words. Oh, we could put this word here. We could do this. Would prove that they took out the apocrypha. They wanted to hide things, but they didn't know that the spirit of Yahweh Shah was real. They didn't have faith in Yahweh Shah, so they couldn't mess it up. They couldn't really tamper so much with it. They could have put an S there, but the scripture right now, they didn't think that we was going to get it. They didn't think the Lord was going to wake us back up. So those promises is for a seed, not for not for many seeds, but for one seed. He said not, and to the seeds as of many, but as of one. As of one. Not ones, one. And to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. Okay? Now I want to do this real fast. I just did this, right? Look what it says in the Salak here. This verse stuck out. I was just sticking with it because the Spirit is guiding me to go this way. All right, let me see if I can find what it says. Look what it says. Oh man, wait a minute. All right. Now this is the easy English, because whoever did this, they really was trying to. They probably was in their mind. I'm just saying this out. In their mind, they wanted to utterly destroy us, man. They didn't think that we were going. They still, because certain people say, like Christians, right? White Christians say, "Oh, the Jews is over there, and the small hats is the real Jews," but they're not, because the Jews, they come from the word Yahweh, and that's one tribe. Where is the rest of the tribes? See, that seed, which Isaac, was going to bring forth the grandson of Abraham, which was Jacob. That's where the seed went to, because Isaac had two sons too. So that's two other seeds. Two other seeds. Esau is still another seed. Right? So now the grandson of Abraham, right? And they say grandsons, because grandson. Look at this is what they put, because they didn't think about it. They thought that we wasn't gonna get it. Oh, the Lord, I'm telling you, the Lord's not gonna give it back to them. We got the promise now. The promise is back to us. Because remember the birthright. Here's where the birthright gets fought for. hey, it just seemed like this just stuck out to me. I'm not gonna go into the Jacob Esau story, but now we look. It said, this is the easy English, right? Compare. This is compared, right? I was just reading this before I turned the camera on, and I was like, wow, this would jump back in my mind, right? It says, compare